welcome to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. A gorgeous day at Rhodes Stadium in Tuscaloosa, and they've been lining up for the most anticipated game of this regional. The #1 overall seed Alabama Crimson Tide against Maya Johnson, the lowest earned run average in the country, and her Missouri Valley champion Belmont Bruins. Both teams winners yesterday in the opening round. Alabama in 5 innings over South Carolina Upstate. Belmont with a Johnson shutout, her 15th of the year over Southeastern Louisiana. Alongside Monica Abbott, Nate Gatter with you. We didn't know for sure we would get this matchup, but the anticipation of it as a possibility was out there for everyone in the media, among the fans. Even Maya Johnson commented on it during the selection show, and we get to see Johnson against the top-ranked Tide.
Yeah, Maya Johnson has been absolutely phenomenal all year long. She just may be the #1 pitcher in the country. She leads in so many NCAA statistical categories, and she's definitely the #1 left-handed pitcher. But let's not underestimate the Alabama offense. They've been absolutely phenomenal. They're so dynamic. 8 of 9 hitters are hitting 300 or above, and they can do it in different ways. They score quickly and they score fast with power and with speed.
And they piled up 8 runs in just 4 innings yesterday.
Yeah, they had the 2 home runs, Marley Giles and Audrey Vandegrift, but they also had 2 of their slappers, Kristen White and Audrey Vandegrift. Both were 2 for 2 in the bottom of the lineup, and that's a good sign when the bottom of the lineup is showing up.
They have a lot of different things they do well, but you're anticipating they need to use a little bit of that small ball today.
Yeah, I'm definitely anticipating more small ball against Maya Johnson because she has been so dynamic, and her ERA is so minute. At just a .64. She doesn't walk a lot of people. People don't get a lot of big hits off of her, so I anticipate the small ball and the speed of Alabama coming into play today.
Maya Johnson had some frustrations early on in the game, some walks, frustrated with the strike zone, but when she settled in, she was excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. She took a little bit to get going yesterday. She had back-to-back walks early in the game, but then she did it in multiple ways with strikeouts, and then, of course, the big out at the plate to secure the victory.
Showing off a little bit of that athleticism as well. Her Division I leading 15th shutout of the year, her 30th complete game. Every game she started this year, she has finished herself. Does she have 7 more innings in her today against #1 Alabama? Lineups and first pitch on the other side. The Tide and the Bruins after this. Alabama and Belmont, the 1-0 game in the Tuscaloosa Regional moments away. Nate Gatter, Monica Abbott, our entire crew back with you. Let's take a look At the Crimson Tide starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. Brooke Wells has been very good against left-handed pitching in that number 2 spot. Alexis Papillo over an .800 slugging percentage. Had a couple more hits, including a double, and drove in 3 in that 3 spot yesterday against Upstate. But they'll be facing a very different pitcher than they did yesterday. Maya Johnson, who didn't get to face host Alabama when Belmont came to this regional last year. They lost twice to Virginia Tech, once to Jackson State, a win. Now she gets to face the number 1 seed.
Yeah, Maya Johnson said, I had a feeling that we're going to go back to Tuscaloosa because I didn't get a chance to face Alabama, and here she is. She's been anticipating this matchup all year long, and especially into postseason.
The earned run average down to 0.64.
An earned run average of .64 is simply unheard of these days with an offense-dominated game. Maya Johnson is definitely a top pitcher in the country, if not one of the best. And she has a little added extra bonus because she is a lefty, and there hasn't been a lot of strong lefty pitchers that the Alabama offense has seen this year.
Alabama has 5 left-handed bats in the lineup, including Jenna Young in the top spot and 4 of the top 6 hitters.
The lefty-on-lefty matchup can be really difficult with curveballs from the left-handed side, a drop curve from the lefty side.
And Jenna Young was hit by the pitch. Very rare. Here's a look at what we can expect from Maya Johnson.
All right, Maya Johnson, a rise ball, that lefty curve, which is really phenomenal, her screwball, and then a drop ball. But yesterday we did see a lot of that pitch right there, which is a changeup, which I anticipate her needing a lot more of against this Bama offense. She throws about 68 miles per hour.
Brooke Wells fouls back strike 1. Just the 3rd batter Maya Johnson has hit with a pitch the entire season. She's thrown 689 innings in her college career. She's hit 9 batters, counting that one.
There's so many impressive stats, and that is yet another one about Maya Johnson. You know, the Rhodes House in Tuscaloosa, this is a historical stadium, a lot of nerves for this anticipated matchup, and then you have to manage the crowds and all of those nerves, all of those things for all athletes, including Maya on the mound, making sure that she's channeling those nerves in a positive way.
Wells couldn't get the changeup. She was 1 for 3, knocked in a couple of runs yesterday. But down in the count, or rather now the count back even, 2-2.
Yeah, that's a big pitch for Maya Johnson. She's going to need that changeup. She has to establish that early in this game. It's a good spot. Going changeup to that screwball.
Bloom hangs on to it behind the plate for strike 3. The first punch out from Maya Johnson today probably won't be her last.
Yeah, this is a good level on this pitch. It's a screwball on the outside corner. Going right back there, full ball across the white, but the reason it's so good is because the height that just barely crosses above the knee. First strikeout for Maya Johnson.
Nobody strikes out more batters than Johnson anywhere in Division I. Ball 1 to Papillo. That's strikeout number 390 for Johnson this year, closing in on 1,200 in her career. And Bloom takes a timeout. Looks like she might need some work on the fingers of her catching hand. We saw this yesterday on day 1 when she got jammed up, we think, on a pitch that got her off the end of her fingers, and they taped together the middle and ring finger on her left hand. Looks like they might be fiddling around with the same thing here.
Yeah, with the speed of Johnson and the late breaking movement and spin rate, sometimes the ball can catch catchers in the palm, jam their fingers.
Interesting, during this timeout, Caleb Rowe, the first base coach for Alabama, as we get another look at how this might have caught Bloom here.
Looks like it did hit her palm as she was making that catch.
So those fingers getting taped together. But Caleb Rowe, the first base coach for Bama, of course, a national champion here and out on the outfield wall, came in to talk to both Papillo at the plate and Anna Roman on deck, was covering her mouth, whispering into their ears. And you don't want to read too much into something like that, but it was a point of emphasis for Maya Johnson coming in to this weekend to do a better job with her grips and hiding them, making sure she wasn't getting anything picked. She felt like Virginia Tech got a read on her last year.
Yeah, at the collegiate level, it is often.
Papillo through the middle of base hit. Young goes first to third, tied on the corners, 1 out.
So big hit here by Alexis Papillo on that screwball. Comes up about waist height. Papillo able to drive this and get her hands through to drive it back up the middle. Excellent base running from Jenna Young, going first to third on that play.
So now Anna Roman in the cleanup spot. The freshman Roman staring down a fifth-year senior in Maya Johnson. Maya Johnson has not allowed a run since May 1st. On the move, Papillo, and she swipes second without a play.
I think the corner's going in to talk to Maya Johnson, telling her to breathe. The crowd is getting loud here.
One. Ball 4.
This is a 3-2 pitch. This is a ball right across the knees here and full on white. I think this is a pitch that the umpire might have missed here. I would have liked to see the hitter have a chance to take another swing rather than a walk on that pitch.
Nowhere to put Marley Giles. Second team All-SEC selection, had her 6th home run of the season in her first at bat yesterday. The opening hit, the opening run of this regional for Alabama.
It's a big hack by Marley Giles here. Looking for that outside corner that Maya Johnson likes to throw so much. She likes to stay arm side with that screwball and rise ball on the outside.
0-2. Giles, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Papillo. She is saved. For the second day in a row, Marley Giles puts Bama on the board.
Well, Marley Giles, knowing that Maya likes to go outside, this pitch is off the plate. It's nowhere near a strike. It's in the river on the white of the batter's box, but she takes it opposite field, plating 2 runs for Alabama. That's a big time at bat for Marley Giles.
It snaps a streak of 25 straight scoreless innings for Maya Johnson, who pitched against SEC teams 3 times this year. She faced Tennessee, Georgia, and Mississippi State. She threw 20 innings in those games. She allowed 1 earned run. She's allowed 2 in a third of an inning against the Crimson Tide. They call it the Rhodes House, but it is home for the Crimson Tide only. It provides no quarter for visitors.
Yeah, the Alabama fans are so faithful and such a big part of hyping up these Alabama players through good times and bad, and their excitement shows on every little thing that these Bama hitters do.
Audrey Vandegrift had the home run as part of a 2-for-2 showing yesterday in game 1. Vandegrift fooled the ball at 2 strikes. It has not been the same kind of offensive season for her that it was last year when she was a second-team All-American. But she's 6 out of 12 over her last 4 games with 2 homers and a double in that span.
Vandegrift is a hitter that we've seen. It almost feels like she's heating up the deeper we get into postseason. She likes the spotlight when the lights are the brightest.
Foul ground, no play for Spindler. Maybe she just likes the warmer weather because it's 85 degrees for a day game today. She still has the long sleeves on. She likes to heat up a little bit. Roman at third, Giles at first. 2 runs across for the Tide. To first, bobbled there by DeLucky, who gets just the 1 out, and it brings Roman in to score. RBI bounce out for Vandegrift, 3-0 Alabama.
So a productive at bat by Audrey Vandegrift, fighting another run across. Coach Murphy this week said he doesn't care how they win. He says we want them to be gritty. It doesn't have to be pretty. And I think a run like that is what he meant when he says it doesn't have to be pretty.
No balls and a strike on Ambry Taylor. 30th pitch of the first inning coming up for Johnson. Taylor takes it down the line, slicing toward the corner, but fouled. Johnson threw 21 pitches in the first inning yesterday, 21 more in the second. But she got out of both of those innings unscathed and ultimately tossed a shutout. Alabama has put up 3 from the word go.
Every hitter in this Alabama lineup that we've seen so far, they seem so locked in the plate. They seem very focused. They're not taking a pitch off. They seem somewhat on time with every pitch.
Johnson gets the strikeout of Taylor to finish the inning, but not before the Crimson Tide put up 3 runs.
Alabama doing what they needed to do to take the early lead. Marley Giles plating 2.
Three runs on the board for top overall seed Alabama before the Bruins even get to pick up their bats. But let's take a look at the Belmont starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One, with Riley Spindler in that number 2 spot, the leading hitter in the Missouri Valley Conference this year, backed up by Nicole Hughes, first team all conference as well, hitting 3rd. For all the deserved love we've thrown toward Maya Johnson, we've got one of the other 10 pitchers who are finalists for USA Softball Pitcher of the Year and the already certain SEC Pitcher of the Year, Jocelyn Brisky, in the circle for Alabama.
Yeah, Jocelyn Brisky has been absolutely phenomenal all year long. A 1.45 ERA, 175 strikeouts on the year. She can hit up to 71 miles an hour.
Emily Kahns leads off. I think there's a mental challenge right away here for the Belmont bats to try to take one bite at a time and not feel like they need 3 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, absolutely. And to making sure that they're on time with Brisky's speed.
Kahns was 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch in the 2-0 Belmont win over Southeastern Louisiana. Sort of some unlikely offensive heroes in that game. Lydia Vanderwood, who was hitting in the number 5 spot. Tallulah Eichels, who was hitting 8th, both freshmen who had the RBIs. The 9 hitters in the starting lineup, the exact same for both teams. And the order is the exact same, with the exception of Maddie Balsiger, who was good offensively for Belmont, moving up from 7th to 5th.
So after going down 0-2, Emily Kunz is doing a good job here, working her way back into this at bat.
Brisky has the strikeout to open her afternoon.
So let's take a look at Jocelyn Brisky's scouting report here. Her rise ball is her go-to pitch, but her drop ball is her hardest pitch. She also has a deceptive changeup. She throws about 68 to 71 miles an hour.
Just missed low to Riley Spindler. Based on this first inning, the pitch we highlighted from Maya Johnson in the top half, and then that one, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of love for the pitchers right at the knees.
And that low zone is an area that these pitchers need to be able to set up all their other pitches.
Two balls and a strike on Spindler, who was 1 out of 4 in the regional opener. And although we've talked about how this regional in some ways is nothing new now for Belmont after they were here last year, playing the host team with the packed house that comes along with it and being effectively a true road team, even though they're technically the home team on the scoreboard, is something new. They didn't experience that last year.
Yeah, and playing in the Rhodes House in front of the Alabama crowd, it's hard. I mean, Alabama's 28-2 or 29-2 now on the year at home, year after year. The tradition in this Alabama program in Tuscaloosa for softball is so strong, and it's one of the toughest places to play.
Standing room, sitting room on the grass, they'll take any way in. Second straight full count for Brisky to open the afternoon. And the second time, Brisky wins the battle.
Jocelyn Brisky going deep in the count, but finding ways to bear down and get that last strike 3. Here she does it again. Second strikeout back to back of the Belmont hitters.
21st straight season Alabama has hosted a regional as a top 16 national seed. Second time they've been #1 overall. 0-1 on Nicole Hughes. Chop softly to first, taken by Wells. A 1-2-3 first inning for Jocelyn Brisky. Smooth as you like. Her Tide on top early. Don't miss a minute of the action for the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings Live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series. 3-0 top-seeded Alabama on top of Belmont after an inning. Some folks might say, well, sure, now Maya Johnson with all of her Missouri Valley numbers ran into an SEC team and she had trouble. Well, that's not the case that we would have automatically expected this, because she faced 3 SEC teams in the regular season and she was pretty darn good.
Yeah, she absolutely was. She held the Tennessee offense to just 1 run in that loss. She did beat Mississippi State, and then they played Georgia as well. So she, and Coach mentioned, you know, early in the season, Belmont went after to play the SEC teams. She said, we were the hunters. We went after them. We wanted those big games, that experience, so that we'd be better prepared for postseason. And she says, and then we went to the Missouri Valley Conference and we were the hunted, and now we're the now we have to have that hunter's mindset again.
Salyn Hawkins leads off the visitors' second for Alabama. He followed by White, and then the top of the order, Jenny Young. This crowd did not appreciate that strike call one bit. "32 pitches in a 3-run first inning for Maya Johnson. She'll be hoping for not only a 0, but more efficiency in this second inning.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is settling in after this, the first inning, being more efficient with your pitches, understanding the zone and the plan against you.
Hawkins was 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and scored a run in yesterday's win over Upstate. Stays alive just barely. That was her 9th straight hitless game, going back to the series opener against Tennessee 3 weeks ago. Hawkins began her career at Mississippi State, now at her 2nd season at Alabama. And she forces the at-bat to 7 pitches, which no matter what happens is doing a job for Bama, forcing Johnson to work.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter what happens, we often call people talk about a quality at-bat. But what does that mean exactly? And a lot of times coaches will tell you if a hitter can get to 7 pitches, that's considered a quality at-bat, no matter what that outcome is. Make it 8 pitches. Now, Salyn Hawkins has this unique stance where it looks like she's almost squatting, trying to shrink her zone in a way, but it allows her to see the ball deeper.
Little half swing to Spindler at third, who retires Hawkins for the first out. Did that affect you as a pitcher at all, dealing with a hitter with an unusual stance?
Well, sometimes when hitters would like squat down or anything like that, I don't think it affected me as much, but I think it affects the perception of the umpire, to be honest. Just because a lot of times where they start, the strike zone is based on their height, right? Knees to letters, so to speak. And when the strike zone is shrunk at the start, it's harder for the umpire to see the zone change once they take their step forward and get tall.
White bunt, Spindler plays it. Hughes covering, nicely executed by Belmont. Not easy with the speed of White getting down the base pass.
No, absolutely not. And just a smart way to continue to put the ball in play against Johnson.
Johnson pops it up a long way for everybody, and it's out of play. Saw that graphic we showed you a moment ago, that it's only the 4th time Maya Johnson has allowed 3 runs in a game this year, let alone an inning. 3 runs in a game has only happened 3 other times before today.
You can see the first inning's over, the crowd's gotten quiet, everyone's kind of settled in a little bit more into the game. It just shows the crowd noise, the nerves, the anticipation, the drama of this matchup, and how that it can affect a player.
One ball, 2 strikes on Young. Johnson was ahead in the count, 1-2 on Young to start the game back in the first inning, and hit her with a pitch. Rolled over to first, handled by Delecki, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Badly needed for Maya Johnson. The Alabama Crimson Tide this year had more doubters than usual. Picked 9th in the SEC preseason poll, but Patrick Murphy's been smiling a lot of this season like he was in that photo. 25 straight wins to open the year. They won every SEC series but against Tennessee. And they had 19 wins in the conference, the most in more than a decade. And that's how they got right back to hosting a regional. That distinguished gentleman right there has seen a lot of winning in this ballpark in the postseason. 21st year in a row as a regional host. They've won 19 out of the prior 20, and they've been unbeaten in 17 of them.
Yes, they have put together, their entire body of work has been very, very impressive. Winning 8 of 9 SEC series is absolutely so difficult to do, and those 3-game series in the SEC are absolutely grueling.
Delecki, first pitch swinging out to right. Taken by Roman for the first out, so quickly 4 up, 4 down for Brisky. And Alabama has dominated this regional so far.
Yeah, and I think Jocelyn Brisky is doing, absolutely love that. Just 1 pitch, 1 out to start off the 2nd inning.
Saw how they have just blown away the field. 11 out of the 13 runs total scored in the first 2 games and change of this Tuscaloosa Regional have gone on the board for the Tide.
Well, Coach Murphy mentioned, he said, this is one of our most athletic teams. We have a really dynamic offense, but when you talk about the pitching, I think this pitching staff has done just as well. Jocelyn Brisky herself said that I've improved so much because my rise ball is better this year because I'm taller in my motion, and I took it upon myself instead of thinking about myself. She said, now my mindset on the mound is, what do I need to do to get my team back in the dugout? What do I need to do to keep my team in this game as long as they need to be able to score runs?
Balsiger late and strikes out. 5 in a row retired by Brisky, 3 of them via the K.
And that is the mindset that allows Jocelyn Brisky to be SEC Pitcher of the Year, dominating on the bottom half of the zone with this drop ball for strike 3, 3rd of the day.
There's Lydia Vanderwood. You mentioned that mindset for Brisky and how she was so consumed, she said, last year with what she was doing right or wrong and wanted to be less about her, more about the team. That sort of encapsulates what Patrick Murphy emphasizes with Mudita, that has become one of the calling cards for this Bama program, the Buddhist concept of having vicarious joy for the success of others, being more focused on other people than on themselves.
Yeah. especially in the pitching position, because although all eyes are on you, it is a self-serving position. It's a position where you serve others.
Popped up on the infield. Young is there, and it's 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts for Brisky. Very efficiently, too. An excellent first couple innings for the Tide. Alabama cruised to an 8-0 win in 5 innings over Upstate in the opening game of the regional yesterday. Belmont got by Southeastern Louisiana 2-0 on another Maya Johnson shutout. It's a 3-0 lead for the top-seeded Tide going to the third. Maya Johnson did settle in with a 1-2-3 inning in the second. She has battled so much just to be in this position. Diagnosed with lupus at age 15, was never medically cleared to play in her first year at Pitt. A transfer portal odyssey ultimately led her to Laura Matthews and Belmont. She was back in the portal last year, reportedly offered as much as $380,000 for 1 year at a Power 4 school, chose to remain at Belmont, and has brought them to one of the biggest stages in the sport.
Yeah, she is almost like the starter of what could be a long-time softball tradition at Belmont. Every school has to have an athlete that starts the tradition. Alabama had one as well. You know, they had the Kelly Crutchmans, the Stephanie Van Brakels, the Jackie Trainas. For all our longtime Bama fans out there, you have to have an athlete that starts the tradition, that sets up the foreground, and Maya Johnson could be that for Belmont.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Brooke Wells. This will be a test for Johnson, with Wells, Papillo, and Roman 2, 3, and 4 coming up for their second chances. You list off those great Bama names in the past. Patrick Murphy wishes that he could list Monica Abbott amongst those two. When he sat down with us at our meeting on Thursday, first words out of his mouth were, she's one of those ones who got away.
Yes, I chose another school in the SEC.
I think that probably made it even worse for him. If you would have gone out to the West Coast or something, okay, fine. But wearing orange, come on now.
Yeah, I said, no, I'm going to play against you.
Full count to Wells.
We had a lot of good battles back in the day, really fun times when I was playing for everyone involved. And I think a lot of athletes, they look at Tennessee sometimes and they're like, well, Tennessee's pitching is so good and how great they are, but that Tennessee had to start somewhere. It feels weird to say this about myself, but you know, they do. It's kind of the same thing. You know, Tennessee softball started with Monica Abbott and then has propelled itself into the program they are. And the real question is, can Belmont do that? Can that program be supported in that same way?
Wells pops it up. Spindler wants it. That is 5 straight retired by Johnson, going back to that 3-run Bama first inning.
So really good response from Maya Johnson, the ace of aces in the circle. 5, like you said, Nate, the last 5 retired, as she kind of settles into this game a little bit more and understand the adjustments that she needs to make against this Bama offense. She does have both Alexis Papillo and Brooke Wells coming, and Anna Roman coming up. Alexis Papillo is one of 2 400 hitters in the lineup for Alabama.
Another infield pop-up, this time Vanderwood for the second out. One of the other things to monitor with Maya Johnson, and it's part of the reason the pitch count is at 54 already, is Bama has fouled off 18 pitches against her already.
Yeah, Alabama's hitters were almost so feisty against Maya Johnson earlier in this game, so pitch count is a little elevated, but not on a first pitch swing there for 3 pop-ups in the infield. A 1-2-3 inning for Maya Johnson and Belmont's offense looking to get started.
There is nothing like the Women's College World Series.
The Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action begins Thursday, May 28th at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2026 Women's College World Series, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Top-seeded Tide have their eyes on Oklahoma City once again. Been to 15 World Series, including 4 of the last 6, and Jocelyn Brisky has them looking like a juggernaut at the moment. 6 up, 6 down against Belmont, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, Jocelyn Brisky has been absolutely dominant so far in this game, getting ahead of hitters. She's one of the best in the SEC at getting ahead and throwing first pitch strikes, but she's dominating that zone.
Down the line, a foul ball. Brenna Bloom nearly the first base runner for Belmont. Those foul lines have not been kind to the Bruins here in Tuscaloosa. They had a couple of close calls yesterday as well.
Yeah, this is an adjustment that I think is good. This is what we need to see out of Belmont. We need to see more quality swings, first pitch on those strikes from Jocelyn Brisky.
Bloom high into shallow right. Roman comes on for the first out. What can Belmont do just to try to find their footing offensively?
Yeah, I think the first thing that they need to do is they need to settle into this game a little bit with confidence, right? Confidence and mindset, and get a feisty mindset of, hey, I will find a way to get the ball on the ground. Right now they have 3 pop-ups and 3 strikeouts, so hitting the ball on the ground is going to be a little bit more important. and cutting down their swings. Their swings are a little bit big in my eyes right now.
Tallulah Eichels, who had the second of the 2 Belmont RBIs yesterday, tacked out the insurance run in the 6th inning.
When you're facing a pitcher like Brisky that has speed and movement, especially a really good rise ball, you want to force her to be able to throw that drop ball a little bit more. So you have to shorten up and choke up on the bat.
Brisky dealt with a preseason injury that affected her build-up this year, limited her early on, but she's had an excellent season. Opponents hitting right around $180 against her. 21-3. Strike 3 called on Eichels. 4th punch out for Brisky. Laura Matthews, coaching third for Belmont, couldn't believe it.
Yeah, this pitch by Jocelyn Brisky on the inside corner. Whew, I think that's a really good frame by Marley Giles behind the plate, but I do not think that crossed the zone. A little bit of surprise both from Coach Lauren Hughes and Belmont hitters.
As a pitcher, would you be looking at his zone and saying we need to be throwing up a little bit more? Because he's given the high strike and not the low one.
Absolutely. I would be going high in the zone all the time, and I would be working with my catcher and letting her do that framing that she's doing back there.
1 ball, 1 strike on Ella Bertucci in the 9-hole for Belmont. Brisky, a picture of perfection so far. Bertucci swings and misses. 5 strikeouts in 3 perfect innings for Jocelyn Brisky. What a start.
Yeah, Jocelyn Brisky, 5 strikeouts on the game so far. She is dominating from the circle.
Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals, presented by Capital One. Alabama, a 3-0 lead over Belmont as we enter the 4th in Tuscaloosa and visit with the head coach of the Tide, Patrick Murphy. Coach, your hitters getting to Maya Johnson for 3 runs in the very first inning. You must have been thrilled seeing that.
Absolutely. That's the best start we could have. But now we've got to have a little better productive at-bats. You know, after the first 5 or 6, we haven't had too many after that.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know who's doing a great job out there is Jocelyn Brisky. 5 strikeouts so far. Quite a few swing and misses. The rise ball looks absolutely phenomenal. What are your thoughts on how she's looking out there?
Well, you know, Monica, it's been, shoot, when did we play last? Saturday was her last appearance. So she's rested, she's fresh. And in the postseason, I think that's one of the things that's not looked at enough is how much rest does your team have? You don't want to go into the postseason dead tired because you're going to play like it. So she's ready to go and she's fresh.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks for being here.
And that's a great point that Patrick Murphy makes. We actually talked about it with Laura Matthews, the head coach for Belmont, and their players on Thursday, because last year when they came down here for their regional, they were coming off a conference tournament up in Iowa. They had a long bus ride home that burned basically all of the next day. Their bodies were not in a good place, and they felt like it's part of why they couldn't perform up to the best of their ability. Maya Johnson wasn't thrilled with the performance she had in the regionals last year. They felt much better about where they were at physically coming into this season.
Yeah, the recovery piece is such a big part of the game. And it's recovery in multiple ways. It's physically, it's mentally, it's emotionally. You have a lot of highs and lows in big games. And especially Alabama coming off the SEC championship, and specifically Brisky. No, Jocelyn Brisky didn't have a good showing in the SEC championship. She only pitched, 2.1 innings, I think it was. So she had a little bit more of recovery and maybe a little chip on her shoulder, wanting to come out and have a strong outing after maybe a little bit of a disappointing one in that championship game.
1-2 to Marley Giles. 5, 6, and 7 here for Alabama. Vandegrift and Taylor to follow Giles, who had the home run to open Alabama's scoring in game 1 yesterday. A 2-run single to put the Tide on the board in that 3-run first inning today. Johnson, the strikeout. That is 9 straight retired by the Belmont Southpaw.
Oh, what a beautiful pitch here from Maya Johnson on the rise ball on the outside corner. Gets her 3rd strikeout of the day.
Audrey Vandegrift now had an RBI ground out her first time. Deadened in front of the plate. Bloom out to get it. Vandegrift beats it.
So this is what I like about Audrey Vandegrift. After all that's retired, this is just smart softball IQ, knowing her speed, laying down a sneaky bunt. It's just solid softball IQ. Knowing Maya Johnson wants to get ahead. Hey, we haven't had a base runner now in 2+ innings. We need to get someone on base. That's a really great job by Vandegrift.
Strike 1 to Ambry Taylor. You heard Patrick Murphy mention that they were really good in those first few batters. In fact, 4 of the first 5 hitters reached base for the Tide. Then Johnson put down 9 in a row before Vandegrift's bunt single.
Yeah, and this is just smart softball. They talk about the game and how to make adjustments and how to play the game, but if your team hasn't been on base in a while, that's when you want to start to show the sneaky bunt, just to find your way on base, put a base runner on, see if something can happen.
Vandegrift and her excellent speed at first base. She stole her 14th bag of the year yesterday. Remember, she had 50, a freshman record at Bama last year. Taylor pops it up over the screen, out of play. Well-earned souvenir back there. Not a lot of foul balls in those front few rows. It's got to go just barely over the screen. That's the 22nd foul ball for Alabama in 3 1/3 innings against Johnson.
Yeah, it's impressive. The Alabama batters just being feisty, trying to just waste pitches to try to get Maya Johnson to have a miss. The other thing that's important with foul balls on the offensive side, the more pitches a hitter sees, the better off they're going to be with their timing and understanding a pitcher's movement profile as games go on.
To short. Vanderwood goes the long way. Throw pulled Delecky off the bag, and it came out of her glove. Over to third. Vandegrift moves up. Taylor's in a rundown. Vandegrift creeping off of third. They try to get her there, but can't, and it allows second base for Taylor. Patrick Murphy loving it.
So let's try to unpack this a little bit. The ball goes high. Delecky tries to get her with the tag, but the ball falls out of her glove. Vandegrift sees this and takes off to third with the throw. But Ambry Taylor guts out hiding. What happens here is Spindler turns into a first and third play, but both runners start to advance. And now the Alabama crowd has started to waken up again.
It goes as an error for the shortstop, Vanderwood. Maya's watching that ball fly around the infield, just saying, hold on.
Yes, at this point, just hold the ball. Don't make another throw. That's going to hurt us more. Try to calm your nerves. Don't play into them toying with you.
Relatively rare full infield visit that's called for and led by the pitcher, but that's what just happened.
You know, I love that. I absolutely love that. It's a sign of leadership. It's a sign of softball IQ and understanding your teammates. And also as a head coach, it gives you a little bit of relief. Like, hey, someone's going to call timeout, bring them together, calm them down. And although Maya's the one that called timeout, it could be anyone in that infield resettling everyone down and refocusing them.
Salem Hawkins. Foul ground. Delecky makes the catch. Vandegrift bluffs off of third but holds. What a play by Delecky.
Yeah, really good job by Delecky here, reaching out, playing the fence, and then coming back because she understands the speed of Audrey Vandegrift at third base. And you can see here, she doesn't make the throw, she runs the ball in.
Speaking of speed, here's Kristen White. Two outs now in the inning. White can't score the run with a productive out. Belmont goes three on the left side. White into center. Bertucci squeezes it. Halfway home, it's 3-0 Alabama. We'll visit with Laura Matthews after this. Alabama by 3 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Laura Matthews, head coach of the Bruins, is with us now. Coach, obviously 3 runs in the first inning off of Maya Johnson is very, very rare, but she's put up 3 zeros since then. What are you seeing?
She adjusted pretty well. A couple free passes early on and got a little bit of trouble, but she's been really good since that first inning.
Yeah, she has been really good since then. That inning, but you know who else has been really good is Jocelyn Brisky. Your offense is in dire need of making some adjustments because Brisky is getting that top half of the zone strike with her rise ball. What do you want them to do moving forward?
I think it took us a little bit to make a speed adjustment. We don't see a lot of people who can move it and throw as hard as Brisky does. So I think being on time is the biggest part of it, and making sure that we're staying long through the ball.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think she nailed it right there when she said, and I said it last inning, but the Belmont hitters need to shorten up their swings. Their swings are a little bit too big right now for Jocelyn Brisky, and it's not just the speed that is getting them, it's the speed plus the movement that Brisky has, and that movement profile against Brisky is tough for even the best of hitters, but if you have a big swing, you just play right into her hands in that rise ball.
Emily Kahns at the top of the Belmont lineup.
And I know because I threw a lot of rise balls that struck people out.
Vandegrift for the catch. Just 34 pitches for 10 outs for Jocelyn Brisky.
Yeah, she's been very efficient.
Riley Spindler was the first of 5 strikeout victims for Brisky, the first time down the Bruins lineup card. Left center, not deep enough. White for the second out. That's 2 retired on 3 pitches in this inning.
They seem to be making a little bit better contact, as in the ball is going a little bit deeper into the outfield. I still would like to see the Belmont hitters choke up a little bit, shorten up a little bit more.
Hughes to second, Young on the backhand. What an inning for Brisky. 4 pitches. The last 9 outs on just 22 pitches. Alabama won 8-0 over Upstate yesterday. Belmont 2-0 over Southeastern Louisiana to get here to the winners bracket 1-0 game to open our Saturday. 3-0 Crimson Tide headed to the 5th inning. Upstate and Southeastern Louisiana to follow here on ESPN Plus, 4:30 Eastern, our first pitch in Tuscaloosa. The loser of this game will meet the winner of that one to finish out the day at 7 Eastern time. Alabama had 3 runs, a couple of hits, a walk, a hit by pitch in the first inning. Since then, though, pretty quiet on offense.
Yeah, and Maya Johnson has just settled in a little bit more.
Jenna Young reigniting the bats into left center. A leadoff double for the Tide's leadoff hitter.
So first pitch swing from Jenna Young. Looking to ignite this offense on a curveball on the outside corner. Jenna Young takes it opposite field, deep in the gap to leg out a double.
Now it's Brooke Wells. A strikeout and an infield pop-up for Wells so far today. She is 1 out of 5 in the regional, though she did knock in a couple of runs with a base hit yesterday. Wells has 22 home runs this year, 3rd most in Alabama history. She's homered at least once in 5 straight weekends. In fact, she's only gone an entire weekend without a home run twice the entire season. But Johnson gets her to strike out for the 2nd time today.
So Maya Johnson gets her 4th strikeout of the day on this rise ball on the outside corner. Great placement in the river to get a swinging Brooke Wells.
Only 24 strikeouts for Wells all season coming in, but 2 in 3 at bats today. Alexis Papillo looks at ball 1. She has singled, stolen a base, and popped up to short. Papillo into short right. Oncoming grab by Balsiger. So a couple of quick outs for Johnson, leaving Young out at second base.
Yeah, this is a good rebound after the leadoff double to get 2 of their biggest hitters in the Alabama lineup.
Anna Roman now. She has walked and popped up to 3rd. Generally, there's a lot of 3 true outcomes with Roman, meaning plate appearances ending in a home run, a strikeout, or a walk. This one's in play. Cons in left, foul territory. A leadoff double is wasted by Bama. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 3-0 tie. Jocelyn Brisky has been dominant, Monica.
Yeah, she absolutely has, and it almost looks just too easy for her. 5 strikeouts, 4 easy fly balls. She's been absolute dominant in the circle thus far and yet to give up a hit.
Just 37 pitches through 4 perfect innings. Both of our pitchers today, finalists for USA Softball Player of the Year, and with good reason.
Yeah, and with very good reason. Jocelyn Brisky, SEC Pitcher of the Year. She's really developed her game this year, being able to dominate on the up pitch with the rise and the drop ball are her 2 main pitches. But it's the rise ball today that has been very, very effective against these Belmont hitters.
1 strike pitch to Madison Delecki. 0-2. Brisky threw only 4 pitches in a 1-2-3 4th inning. She threw only 22 pitches the last 3 innings combined.
An interesting call there. That's probably the first changeup we've seen from Jocelyn Brisky at 56 miles per hour. At this point, I think it's more pitching coach Lance wanting to throw this in, and so it gets a little bit of work, continues to keep the hitters honest. And when you can follow it up with a 68-mile-per-hour drop ball on the outside corner, why not throw the changeup? Look at this pitch. Perfect placement, downward spin, great level. 6th strikeout of the day.
Balsiger, one of those 6 strikeout victims, and she's down 0-1. Belmont's starting to foul some pitches off, but especially in the bottom half of the lineup, not a lot of folks straightening them out.
Yeah, I think Coach Hughes mentioned it in the coaches' interviews, and it's very true. These Belmont hitters, it doesn't look like they're used to the type of speed that Jocelyn Brisky throws with.
Back-to-back days for Brisky, 7 on the day.
And when you throw with the speed of 69, 70 miles per hour, and then you locate really well at levels and heights, it makes it very hard to hit no matter who you are, whether you're used to the speed or not.
Lydia Vanderwood, first pitch swinging. Hawkins wants it. 15 up, 15 down for Jocelyn Brisky. Something cooking in Tuscaloosa. runs on the board in this game, all for the Crimson Tide, all in the first inning. Opened by Marley Giles, a 2-run single to get Alabama started just as she got him going in the second inning yesterday. They added one more on an Audrey Vandegrift RBI ground out, and a 3-0 lead is still how we stand going to the sixth, Monica Abbott, because the pitching has been nothing short of fantastic since.
Yeah, absolutely. Maya Johnson struggled in the first inning. 32 pitches she threw in that inning and had 3 base runners have only reached since. So she has settled in, controlling the pitch count and controlling the Alabama offense.
Here is the aforementioned Marley Giles. Had the 2-run single in the first to strike out her last time. And for those of you who had eagle eyes on that graphic or who have been scoring along with us at home, Jocelyn Brisky, perfect. 15 up, 15 down, 7 via the K.
You can see why both of these pitchers are top in the country in so many statistical categories.
Giles to short. Vanderwood out of the hole. Got her.
Hard hit by Marley Giles into the 5-6 hole, but Vanderwood says, I got this, and makes the long throw look easy over to Madison Delecki.
Audrey Vandegrift falls behind 0-1. RBI ground out in that first inning. Had a single her last time. 3 hits in 4 trips in the regional, including a homer. If Belmont cannot come back in this game, the question will be how the Bruins handle their pitching in an elimination nightcap against the loser of our second game. Vandegrift chases strike 3.
So Maya Johnson settling in. The lefty on lefty curveball here gets Audrey Vandegrift in her 3rd at bat. 5th strikeout for Maya Johnson.
Ambry Taylor now. USC Upstate and Southeastern Louisiana will play an elimination game next. And then the winner of that game will play the loser of this one to finish out the evening. Spartans and the Lions have their eyes on this one. Foul ball, still 1-2.
Just off the edge of the bat there, a little cue ball. Umpire checks the ball. Make sure there's no soft spots.
Taylor chase strike 3, down to first to complete the strikeout. A couple of Ks in a 1-2-3 inning for Maya Johnson. Jocelyn Brisky coming back to the circle next. There hasn't been a whole lot on offense for the Bama fans to cheer about since a 3-run first inning, but they might be witnessing history. Jocelyn Brisky, through 46 pitches and 5 innings, has not allowed a Belmont base runner. She is working on what would be Alabama's second individual perfect game this year. After they got one from Caitlin Palazzi all the way back in February, she became the first Bama freshman ever to throw one. It was the 6th individual perfect game ever for the Tide. And Brisky is on the verge, 6 outs away.
Yeah, she's been absolutely phenomenal all game long, doing it in different zones. But she's getting ahead, and she is being very aggressive in the zone, attacking each hitter. She gets ahead early in the count and then goes to that rise ball, which is so good.
Bouncer to the right side, a diving play at second base for the out. Jenna Young keeps the perfect game alive.
And Jenna Young doing exactly what Jossie needs right here with the diving play and then the toss from the knees, an all-out effort. Absolutely phenomenal over there by Jenna Young at second base.
Tallulah Eichels looks at ball 1.
Jocelyn Brisky, even with the first pitch ball, she continues to attack to get ahead of hitters, trying to even the count all game long, just pounding the zone with every pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Eichels, 1 of 7 Brisky strikeout victims her first time.
We'll see if Brisky goes back to the rise ball here. Excellent movement through the zone. A good take by Eichels.
Two. Up the middle, a base hit. Jenna Young kept the perfect game and no hitter alive. 1 more batter, but the freshman Tallulah Eichels breaks it up.
So the first hit off of Jocelyn Brisky is an off-speed pitch over the inside corner to the number 8 batter, Eichels. She does a good job staying back on this and is just on time.
Belmont's going to a pinch hitter here in the number 9 spot with a hit finally on the board against Jocelyn Brisky. Lizzie Ozem, the freshman, will hit in place of Ella Bertucci. Ozem's on time, out to right. Larissa Pruitt for the catch. How does Brisky recover mentally now? Obviously, there's disappointment at losing the perfect game.
Well, the first question is, did Brisky know that she was throwing a perfect game? Because a lot of times when you're in the zone of throwing a perfect game and you're grooving, getting 5, 6, 7 strikeouts and easy 1 pitch, 1 out, you're not even thinking that. You kind of forget. You forget what inning you're in. You forget if there's been a base runner on. But with a veteran pitcher like Brisky, who has that mindset of service to her team, she's just going to go back out there and continue to pound the zone because that's what's worked all game long.
And that's coming from somebody who threw, what, 6 perfect games at Tennessee?
Something like that, yes, a few.
She can't even remember how many. It's old hat. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter, Emily Kahns. But a 1-hit shutout would be pretty good too.
Yeah, it's still really good.
off the corner, throw to second, not in time to get Eichels on the steal.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch by Jocelyn Brisky on the outside corner there. Giles couldn't frame it up as much as she probably wanted to because of the steal. I think Brisky even thought that that pitch might be called strike 3.
Cons into shallow left. In comes Johnson, the reserve left fielder, for the grab, and Belmont strands a runner. Perfect game and no hitter gone. Shutout. Potential victory very much intact. An aberration in the first inning for Maya Johnson when Alabama scored 3 runs, but the 5 innings since then, more of what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had questions if Maya Johnson could compete against the hitters of Alabama. And in the first inning, she struggled a little bit, but if Maya Johnson settles in, she absolutely can. 6 strikeouts on the day so far, just 1 walk. And all hits were in the first inning. The first inning can be so tough for pitchers, no matter what level they play at.
Alabama going to pinch hitter in the number 8 spot in the lineup to lead off the visitors' 7th. It's Maddie Hubbard, the sophomore. Home state kid out of Huntsville. She's made 17 starts this year. Hit home runs against Florida State, North Alabama, and Tennessee, but she hasn't had a lot of opportunity down the stretch. 0 for 1 in her only chance off the bench in the SEC tournament. And now down a ball and 2 strikes in her first at bat of this regional.
Yeah, I think it makes sense trying to get your hitters another look, keeping them fresh for postseason play, as you never know when you're going to need them, but also giving them the opportunity to get an at-bat off of Maya Johnson if they face them tomorrow in the championship game.
The winner of this game will move on to the regional final and will need only 1 win on Sunday to advance to a super regional. The loser will play in the night game later on this evening to try to stay alive. And even in the best case scenario would then need to win twice on Sunday to move on to a super.
You can see Maya here shaking off the pitch.
What are the circumstances where you do that?
I always say the number 1 circumstance you should shake off a pitch is if you step on the mound and you know what pitch is going to throw, and then you look at your sign and it's the complete opposite. Because in a pitcher's world, your mindset matters, and your buy-in of the pitch being thrown matters, more importantly. You never want to throw a pitch with that, ooh, I guess that's okay. I guess we could throw this one. You have to be completely bought in 100% on the pitch that you're going to throw when you step on the mound.
1-2 again. Hubbard looks at strike 3.
And Maya Johnson knew what she wanted to throw there in on the inside corner with that changeup. Such a beautiful pitch and location. Too good to watch. 7th strikeout on the day.
And 3 strikeouts in a row for Johnson out of those 7. She's retired 18 of 21 going back to that 3-run first. Kristen White shows bunt. It takes a strike. She has grounded out to third base on a bunt and flied out to center.
You can see we again have second base pulled over to be another defender on the left side of the infield. Bringing third in because of the speed of Kristen White and the potential of dropping that bunt.
They're going 5 infielders here. Pulling Emily Kahns from left field in and rotating the outfielders around.
Yeah, I think you would expect Johnson to stay on the outside corner because you see first baseman is back, leaving this entire space open. So Johnson's going to stay outside to Kristen White and force the ball that way.
Into left center, Balsiger to a slide, can't bring it in. Kristen White motors into second with a 1-out double.
So Kristen White beating the shift on the outside corner. She floats this ball up, but what she did so well is she doesn't stop running. She ran hard through the 60 feet, but gets herself to second base when she sees the ball drop. That's just heads up, smart base running and softball IQ.
And it's only the 2nd extra base hit of Kristen White's career. Foul ball at the plate by Jenna Young, so White has to go back to second. She had a double against Texas in early April. Jenna Young is 1 for 2 with that double. She was also hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning and came in to score the opening Bama run. First season with a tide for Young, transfer from Iowa. There's an extra softball on the field that Maya Johnson is having Maddie Balsiger go retrieve. It's a consequence of growing the game. Sometimes the softball is being thrown around by some youngsters in the crowd. We don't mind a delay now and again. 1-2. Young to right center. Balsiger a long way, and this time she pulls it in. Don't miss a minute of the action for the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings Live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series. Don't even need to touch the remote. Do all the channel changing for you. 7 Innings Live on the ESPN app.
Yeah, I was watching the 7 Innings Live after our game last night, checking out some of the other regionals, some of the ones on the West Coast.
There was some West Coast action last night. California Baptist got within an eyelash of knocking off host UCLA. UCLA needed 5 runs in the final 2 innings to come back and scrape by 1.
Yeah, high scoring match. UCLA ended up winning 11-10. Watched a little bit of Mississippi State last night versus St. Mary's. Mississippi State ends up winning 3-2 in I think it was the 8th inning out in the Eugene Regional.
And we've seen some upsets already. Florida State went down to Stetson on day 1. First pitch to Brooke Wells is outside for a ball. And Arizona hammered 12th seeded Duke in their 1-0 matchup in Durham earlier today. So at least 2 seeded teams will have to play out of the losers bracket. And Florida State will be trying to become the first team since Missouri in 2024 to make a super after losing their first game. Only 2 teams have done that since COVID. Wells is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, but she's way out in front. 3 balls, no strikes.
And back-to-back changeups from Maya Johnson. It just goes to show the respect that Belmont softball has for Brooke Wells. Even with the 2 strikeouts and the easy fly out earlier in the game, they understand how good of a hitter Brooke Wells is.
110 pitches now for Maya Johnson in this game. She threw 115 yesterday in the win over Southeastern Louisiana. That's 225 combined. She's thrown as many as 256 in a 2-day stretch this year. Did that a couple of different times in the last month. But it begs the question how available, if at all, she would be in an elimination game later tonight.
So Maya Johnson working her way back from the 3-0 count to Brooke Wells. It's the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Alabama looking for a little more insurance for Jocelyn Brisky, who's allowed just 1 Belmont base runner. Every reason to smile. She's 3 outs away from a regional final. Wells will see a 9th pitch with the Rhodes House on its feet.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Although Brooke Wells hasn't had success, she keeps having these quality at-bats. It makes you wonder, when is she going to be successful? When is she going to be able to time something up? And how can you get her out that elusive 4th time?
Johnson's payoff.
Wells has seen 4 changeups in this at-bat. Her 10th pitch now.
Maya Johnson's 230th pitch of the regional. Ball 4. Brooke Wells wins a hard-fought 10-pitch battle. Kinley Pates coming on to pinch run for Wells. 2 on here for Bama with 2 out. And Alexis Papillo scheduled. Papillo has a single today, 3 hits in the regional. She's hit in 6 games in a row. And in fact, she has a 4-game extra base hit streak, but that's hanging in the balance here. She awakened her power stroke last week at the SEC tournament in Lexington, really for the first time since mid-April. Had a couple of home runs, had a double, added another 2-bagger in the 4th inning against Upstate yesterday, but even she's choking up a little, Monica.
Yeah, I like it. Short to contact, whip the barrel through there. Let the barrel and your hands do the work. When you have a good pitcher, you don't have to do a lot. You can simplify the approach. And Alexis Papillo, she's strong. I mean, look, you look at her even as a common fan, and you're just like, wow, she looks like she works out, right? Like, this girl is strong. She can squat up to 420. She is completely jacked. She has an internship in the weight room. So especially with her, that bat speed, that grip strength is definitely going to play into part in her swings.
Popped up, foul ground, a long way over there, and a sliding grab by Lauren Luciani. What a moment for her off the bench. Belmont last wraps against Brisky. Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. Monica, I'll give you one guess.
Yeah, Jocelyn Brisky, very well deserved. Just one hit thus far on the game, 7 strikeouts. Doing it in so many different ways, but mostly with that rise ball, and so efficient.
Retired the first 16 batters in a row before a Tallulah Eichels base hit. Stranded her out at second base in the 6th, and now looking for her 5th 7-inning shutout of her career. She has never had a 7-inning shutout on fewer than 80 pitches. She has a very good chance to do that in this one if she can get through with one more 0.
Yeah, you see that in the top left of your screen. Just 58 pitches on the game so far. It's just the epitome of efficiency. She's been attacking the zone early, getting a lot of one pitch, one out.
She'll have to go through 2, 3, and 4. Spindler, Hughes, and Dalecki in Belmont's lineup.
Oh, and a nice pitch there.
Two 2-0 on Spindler, who has struck out and flied to center. Brisky trying to pitch Alabama into the regional final tomorrow afternoon. Three balls, one strike on Spindler. Brisky has walked just 19 batters all year in 145 innings, none today. And there's a leadoff free pass to Spindler. A very rare blemish for Brisky today.
Yeah, very rare blemish for Jocelyn Brisky. She has been so efficient, but got behind to Spindler early in the count and wasn't able to work her way back.
Now Nicole Hughes. She has a pair of groundouts today. She is 1 for 6 in the regional. Out in front 0-2. This is a little more the Brisky we've seen.
Yes, definitely getting ahead early. And the Belmont batters have been swinging early in the count too.
Hughes with power to right, but not enough. Pruitt is there for the first out. Alabama has defensive changes out there. Pruitt in right, Johnson in left, and they've gone to Abby Dukeshire at first base. And now it's Lauren Luciani, who had that great sliding catch in foul ground in the top of this inning. She had one at bat off the bench yesterday against Southeastern Louisiana and struck out.
Brisky looking just a little frustrated, kind of pulling off of some of her pitches instead of staying smooth through her finish. Marley's going to go out and talk to her for a second, get her to calm down, just go back and attack her hitters. She's used to getting ahead. Just settle back in and focus.
And although Belmont is not a big home run hitting team, another base runner via a walk or anything else would bring the potential tying run to the plate. Out of play.
Bama's defense has been great this game. So Jossie's got to feel confident in the defense behind her.
Slowly back to Brisky. And it gets away from Dukeshire. Both runners move into scoring position for Belmont. The potential tying run will come to the plate in the 7th inning. Patrick Murphy wants the umpires to look at this.
So just a miss hit off Luciani, a little slow developing play, but Jocelyn Brisky doesn't set her feet when she makes that throw over to first base.
It is now under review.
Alabama is challenging, it sounds like, that the ball was foul.
Yes, I think they're probably thinking that the ball hit Luciani in the leg as it went into fair play. Let's take a look.
Oftentimes, these are very, very hard to see for sure. Let's see.
So it hits. I don't think it hits her.
As it stands, it's an error charge to Brisky that puts first and second for Belmont with one out.
You can see it from this front view. Luciani definitely gets jammed, barely gets any of it. It's almost a swinging bunt, so to speak. But I don't see contact. Yeah, I think it's clean.
And I imagine at this stage of a game, Patrick Murphy isn't necessarily believing it was a foul ball. He's using a challenge because there's no sense in hanging on to one.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no sense in hanging on to it.
That call on the field is confirmed. The batted ball was fair. This is Alabama's first challenge.
I think a couple of folks in the crowd were confused because they saw the ball landing initially in foul territory behind the plate, but of course it doesn't matter until the ball touches someone. It can start in foul territory and end up fair.
Yes, absolutely. And so we have a little drama as the tying run comes to the plate.
Maddie Balsiger to short. Hawkins charges and gets the second out. Runners hold. Alabama an out away from the regional final.
So Jocelyn Brisky comes back and gets a first pitch swing and the second out of the game.
Now it's the freshman Lydia Vanderwood. Into left field. Johnson is there. The Tide are on to the regional final on a shutout by Jocelyn Brisky.
And what a great game by Jocelyn Brisky. She threw the ball so well today. Dominating these Belmont hitters with both speed and spin, especially the rise ball, and Alabama's offense really stepped up in the first inning against Maya Johnson.
Alabama with a second shutout in as many regional games move on to our regional final Sunday afternoon, 1 Eastern here in Tuscaloosa, to await an opponent out of the losers bracket. We'll have Southeastern Louisiana and USC Upstate coming up next. The winner of that game will play Belmont tonight for a spot against Alabama tomorrow. Jocelyn Brisky, the hero for the Tide. A 3-0 win for Monica Abbott, our whole crew. Nate Gatter saying so long from Tuscaloosa. Hope you'll be back with us on ESPN Plus for Game 2.